your way. You know, some of you on the Zoom or watching on Facebook may have seen this before, you know, so it won't be new to you, but there's a lot of people that are tuning in tonight for the first time. And, you know, what you're going to see here is technology that's still very, very new. It's not technology that's well known to many people. Okay, this technology has been used out in Japan in hospitals mainly since 1974. So this technology has been out for a long time, but only in the mid-90s has this technology actually been brought into our houses. Okay, because the benefits are so immense that, you know, Enagic, the company, decided that, you know, these units should be available in every household, because, you know, the power that this gives you, the benefits that this gives you is just second to none, and you will see it within the demonstration tonight. So that's just a little bit about Enagic. About me, basically, I'm, like Anthony said, you know, I've been self-employed. Well, I've had my own business for about 16 years now, and, you know, I've traveled. I've been working out in the Far East, traveling around doing factory auditing. And what I noticed, you know, in my 16 years is the quality of, you know, the pollution in the air, and, you know, the water quality and all these kind of things out in Asia and other parts of the world as well, where they don't have the quality standards, you know, that we think is, you know, they can't drink their tap water, for instance. You know, they have to rely on bottled water. So, you know, when I was approached by Anthony, who said to me, look, I know you're in this business, you need to take a look at this product. I had a look at it, and, you know, I didn't understand the technicality straight away, but because him and I had a lot of trust, I was like, okay, cool, let's see what's in it. And, you know, we've introduced these units to a lot of factories, you know, a lot of businesses out in Asia, not just Asia, you know, in America, all over the world, you know, in Africa. And we are seeing the benefits. You know, people are sending their testimonials, and it's growing. It's growing at a rapid pace. And the good thing about these machines is that, you know, they can be paid off really, really quickly. And that's what Anthony's going to cover in part 2, is how you can actually qualify for the free machine. Okay, so stay tuned till the end so you can get everything that we're going to deliver today. But my journey, just a quick personal note, how this has helped me. 2.5 years ago, I invested in this machine purely for my health. Okay, I invested in this machine because Anthony told me what it had done for him. Okay, and his hay fever, what it had done and what it had done for his parents. So I was suffering from chronic lower back pain, and lower back pain is quite a common ailment within, you know, middle-aged to elderly people in the country and all over the world, really. So I took this machine. I didn't change any of my diet. I just started drinking the water, and I drank the water for about 30 days. After 30 days, what I noticed was that my lower back pain had disappeared. Okay, I woke up in the morning one morning and I just realized, wow, I feel a lot looser. And since that day, you know, I've never had back pain. I had to stop all of my exercise because of the back pain. You know, I used to have episodes where I couldn't stand up some mornings, and it was really bad, where I was taking loads of painkillers, you know, which was causing my body to be in a very acidic state, and drinking a lot of energy drinks for my exercise, which I thought at the time was a good thing, but again, it wasn't. So all these things, it was like a big journey, a big learning journey that I went through when I joined this company. It's not just about, you know, having a machine and, okay, I've got the machine, that's it. But it's all the people that are involved in this business. You know, you learn so much from everybody that's involved. And you know, you can tap into anybody. You know, we have nutritionists, there's people, there's doctors that are using this, there's psychologists, there's yoga studios, there's restaurants, Michelin-star restaurants. You know, there's so many people, and everybody's finding a new use for this water every day, although there are already hundreds of uses for all the different kinds of waters that this machine can produce. So basically, yeah, 30 days on, and my back pain disappeared, and it's been 2.5 years now, and I've never had back pain again. So, you know, for me, that was a huge thing in my life. You know, it's really saved me a lot of more destruction to my body. But when I did look deeper into this technology as to how did this work, it's when I came across this demonstration, and this is how I learned how the water works inside our body. So today I'm going to show you how this works, and hopefully you'll be able to get a better understanding of what was going on inside my body and why it helped me and why it can potentially help a lot of other people, you know, looking for optimal hydration. Because hydration in our bodies are made of over 75% water. So hydration should be number one, should be our key one. And a lot of people don't drink enough water today. So enough said, let's jump straight into this demonstration and get started. So basically, Kangen water, the word Kangen means, it's a Japanese word for return to origin. So Kangen meaning taking your body back to its original state. When we're born, we're all born alkaline, okay? So our bodies are naturally protected. And then as we start eating solid foods, our bodies tend to become more acidic from the excess pollution that we're exposed to, radiation from phones and electricity, and you know, the foods we eat as well, the choice of foods. So you know, how can we reverse that? That's aging. That's aging us. So every time we have these attacks from, you know, the outside, the pollution or the water we're drinking or the food we're eating, it's causing free radicals to build up in your body. Now, free radicals, you know, if you've got abundance of free radicals, this is when, you know, the body starts aging a lot faster. You know, you start having fatigue, you're not sleeping at night, you know, you've got insomnia. This is the body trying to cope with cancelling out these free radicals, you know, and the body does suffer to keep up with this because the body's getting bombarded from all different sides. Especially today's, we're going to introduce to you is the antioxidants. Now, in the water is very rich in antioxidants, okay? And what that basically means is if you cut an apple in half, or the same is happening. And the big thing at the moment is stress. You know, we're having oxidative stress, which is causing our bodies to build up excess free radicals and getting into an acidic state. So, you know, we need to be able to cancel out these free radical. And how we do this is by taking our supplements. You know, we're keeping up with our green veggies. You know, some people are on an alkaline diet, but there's all these things that we do. But it's all food-based. You know, until now, I've not really heard of any liquids that can be antioxidants. There are a few, like, you know, you've got your cod liver oils, your cold pressed oils, you've got your green tea, but you have to drink copious amounts of the stuff, you know, to even have the same effect. So, you know, when you're looking at Kangen water in a glass, it's about, you know, it's so full of antioxidants. It's probably equivalent to about, you know, eating blueberries all day long. You know, you're getting more antioxidants in this water. And how we show this is basically with a meter called the ORP meter, okay? And it's just a meter which gives you a reading in millivolts. And, you know, you can buy these on the internet. And it basically tests the negative ions in the water. Okay, so it gives you a negative reading. So what we're going to do is we are going to test it, all these drinks over here. But if I could just show you this chart first of all, I don't know if you can see it. Basically, what you've got here is a chart that runs from 0 in the middle, and it runs to a positive side here of positive ORP, and you've got a negative ORP over here. Now, what we're going to see is when we're testing these drinks, the machine's going to either give us a positive or a negative reading. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first drinks is Sprite. Now, again, this can be your any kind of, you know, Coca-Cola or any sparkling drinks, you know, full of sugar. And we've got Pellegrino, which is again one of the more expensive brands on the market of mineral water. Our third one, which we have here, is Smart Water, and that's a still Smart Water. Okay. Our fourth one here we have is called Highland Springs. Now this is natural, you know, water coming from the source from the highlands, and again, it's all in plastic bottles though. Okay. The thing what we find is a lot of these plastic, you know, they leach microplastics, and also they're in these bottles for a very, very long time before they're actually, you know, opened up. Over here we have regular tap water. Okay. And over here we have our Kangen water. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stick this probe, okay, into each of these drinks, and we're going to see what the readings are. So if I put it in Sprite, I don't know if you can see the readings there, if it's clear enough for you guys, but you're getting about a 217 plus millivolts on that reading there. Okay, now we're going to move it over into the sparkling mineral, and it's in the 200s, a little bit lower, 219. Okay, but yet again it's a plus 217. Okay, now we're going to move it over into the smart water, and slightly going down, it's going into the hundreds, 190s. Okay, so 188, and again it's in the positive. So what all these waters are doing is they don't have any antioxidant properties to them. Okay, Highland Spring is 200 in the 200s, 218. And then we have our regular tap water, which is again also in the 200s, 220s. And then finally into our Kangen, which you can see a negative in front, negative 560, 580. Okay, so this is, you can put it back into the Sprite and it'll jump back up to a positive reading. So you can see these are the readings that we're getting from these different drinks. So the Japanese basically refer to all these kind of drinks here as dead water. Okay, this water we're drinking, but it has not the same benefits as Kangen water. Kangen, so while you're drinking this Kangen water, it's detoxing your body. Okay, and this is why on the machine it has 3 levels of drinking water here, is so that your body can actually get used to the alkalinity and detox at a comfortable level. Because if you have to jump straight from one of these to Kangen water 9.5, which is what we drink, your body will detox too quickly. Okay, and you might get, you might feel a bit queasy, but that's why they put it there. But that is a good sign, because your body is getting rid of those toxins, and we'll show you at the third property how it flushes out these toxins from your body. So again, that is the first property, the antioxidation of the Kangen water. Very, very, very important property within its own right, because it's, we all need to detox, so having this, drinking this on a daily basis throughout the day, your body's constantly in a detox. So we move on to the second property now of the Kangen water, and that is the alkalinity. Now, there's a lot of shops these days, supermarkets, that are selling alkaline water, 9.5. But the problem with these alkaline waters that you need to know is that most of them are created by a mineral added. So it's got a mineral added to it, which is normally bicarbonate of soda, sodium bicarbonate or something like that. And long-term use of these kind of waters can lead to problems, okay? Kidney stones or whatever. So people have to be careful of how they consume these drinks. But also, these drinks may be alkaline, but they don't actually have a negative ORP. So even though it's 9 or 9.5 chemically induced, it's still 0 on an ORP, or plus 100, plus 200. So it hasn't got the same antioxidant properties as our Kangen water does. So if you're looking at the simple pH chart, it runs from 0 all the way up to 14. Okay. Now the chart where we're interested in is here around about the acidity level from 4.5 up to about 10, 11. Okay. Anything we find here that's in a very acidic state, when our bodies are in a very acidic state, you can find possibly, all these kind of degenerative diseases, premature aging, like I said earlier, fatigue, insomnia, you've even got high blood pressure, cholesterol, gout, arthritis, diabetes. All these kind of things are when the body is in a very, very high acidic state, okay? Because when your body's in an alkaline state, these kind of things are reversed, okay? So what we try and do is we try and keep our body more in an alkaline state. This is why there's a lot of people talking about alkaline diets and everything, and how much benefit it is for people using it. And there's a lot of documentation from doctors as well about the benefits of keeping our bodies in a more alkaline state. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take some pH drops. These are similar drops to what your doctor might use in his office, in his surgery, when he checks your pH of your body, and we will just put a few drops in each of these liquids. And what you'll quickly see is that the different acidity of all these drinks. Now this one, obviously, is your Sprite, is very acidic, okay? So again, when we're drinking these drinks, is it helping us or is it not helping us? It's creating more acid within our body, okay? So then you have the sparkling Pellegrino, and again, very acidic, it's coming up at around about 5. We have Smart Water, which surprises many people that it's quite acidic actually. And then you have Highland Spring. Now you may be asking, why is Highland Spring this color and it's in a plastic bottle, and why is that one that color? Well, this one, Highland Spring, you know, it's slightly more alkaline because it probably has some minerals added. But again, you know, that water is got microplastics in. It's been in this bottle for 18 to 20 months before we drink it. So again, it's dead water. It might be slightly more alkaline, but again, it's not the best choice we have. Then we have the tap water, and this is always around about neutral or just slightly over neutral to the alkaline side, because you know governments control this. You know, if they have very acidic water coming through our pipes, you know, we can potentially have a lot of corrosion happening. So, you know, these waters, we've tested them all around the world, and they're very much similar to this. They're all very much controlled. But again, you know, like I say, it's not the best option for us. Then we have the Kangen 9.5, and as you can see, the Kangen 9.5 on this side is very purple, and this is what we like to consume on a daily basis, okay? So when you're consuming, you know, your alkaline waters, it's being absorbed, you know, from the minute you drink it, through your throat, into your organs, and that's the third property which we're going to cover shortly. But if you say drinking these kind of drinks, you know, and you start to drink Kangen water, what will happen is you will start to, you know, neutralize and alkalize these other drinks. So, you know, very quickly, the effects of Kangen will benefit you. But when you're drinking these kind of drinks, what you have to remember is, now don't blink because this isn't magic, but you can see they try to change, right? Now, what you're seeing there is basically the very acidity of that drink, of these carbonated drinks. And it just doesn't change. It takes a lot. And your Sprites, you know, the equation on the Sprite and these kind of Coca-Cola, Diet Cokes, it's about 33-to-1, the ratio. So, you know, to neutralize one of these little cans of Sprite, we need to consume about 33 cans of Kangen 9.5 just to neutralize that one can. So you can see the acidity is very, very high. And even, you know, if you think, oh, well, just going to have a few sips, it just takes a little bit like that to, you know, change everything back to an acidic state. Now, you know, I'm not saying, you know, you can never drink these drinks again, or you can never have a beer, or you can never have a wine, or you can never have a G&T, but this should be your drink of choice. This should be the drink that you have throughout the day. You know, this is the one that's going to, you know, neutralize the other things that you may have on occasions. So this is the second property, okay? And like I say, our water comes up here. We have the settings again from 8.5, 9, 9.5. So the machine will make all of these levels. So you can start at a very comfortable level and work your way up to a 9.5, okay? So that's the second property. Let me just quickly empty these glasses and then we'll move on to the third property. I hope you guys are getting value so far from this. Hope it's teaching something new, because like I say, I was very new to this, and it absolutely blew me away how this technology works. And you know, I'm drinking it every day. So are my kids, so are my dogs. So everyone loves this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to move on to the third property. The third property is something that we call microclustering. Okay, now basically microclustering is just a phrase that the company's given this water to explain what's actually scientifically happening. And what's actually happening is once the water passes through this machine and the water comes out this pipe, the water is actually restructured, okay? So the water molecules, typically through our tap water, they form in about 15 to 20 molecules together, okay? That's why if you had to drink 500 mils of this water, you're going to feel it hit your stomach. You're going to feel it there for a while. But if you drink 500 mils of this water, Kangen water, the molecules gather together in smaller clusters, only about 5 to 6 clusters, okay? So that means it's a lot more available for your body to absorb, okay? And also the structure of the water is a lot more in line. So it's able to penetrate areas of your body which regular water can't. And one of those is your cells. Now, we all know that we've got like 70 trillion cells, and what gives us energy is our cells. Our cells are firing, giving us energy. Now, if your cells are full of toxins, they're dirty, you're going to be sluggish, you're going to have fatigue, you're not going to be sleeping well, okay? Unfortunately, I'm sorry to break this to you, but the side effects, this machine, this water has got a side effect, okay? And I've got to make that disclaimer right now. It's going to give you more energy and you are going to sleep better at night. So I'm sorry. But if there is something you're looking for, definitely look into it, because that's what happened to me. And that's why I probably talk so fast as well, because, you know, it's now, you know, 6:30 and, you know, I've had my afternoon slump, because you don't get that anymore. You know, when you change to Kangen water, you go all day, like a little ever-ready bunny. So anyway, joking aside, what we're going to demonstrate here is how this water works is with a green tea bag, okay? We have a usual green tea bag over here, and what we basically need to make tea is hot water, boiling water. That's how we mainly make tea. So if we take regular room temperature tap water and we add it to this tea bag to make our green tea, you will see that it doesn't actually produce any tea, okay? But if we now take that tea bag out and we put it in the next cup, and we take Kangen water and we pour this into this tea bag, you will see straight away how the tea is pulled out of that tea bag, okay? Now, this is what they call the microclustering. Because these clusters of water in this Kangen is a lot smaller, it's able to go into the tea, penetrate the tea, and pull out the flavor. Now, this is exactly what's happening inside our bodies. It's actually passing through your acuporin channels, which are the open channels around your cell. And that allows this water to penetrate, clean out the toxins, and flush out the bad stuff. So the more clean cells you have, the more cells you have firing energy, and this is how you get your increased energy, okay? Now, there is a guy, I mean, you don't have to believe me, but there is a guy called Dr. Peter Agre, and he was a Nobel Prize winner, you know, and he's the one that discovered these little channels in your cell walls, and he called them acuporin. And these are, you know, cell channels that carry nutrients, you know, it brings things in. So when you have water that is, you know, this available for your body and in such small structured, it actually helps carries nutrients to your cells a lot quicker and more effective as well, okay? But because we have, obviously, I was one as well, skeptics, and saying, hey, that tea bag was wet, so why, that's why it changed color, you know? So if I put that tea bag in a new glass and I fill it up again with tap water, you will see it doesn't change, okay? I don't know if you can see that very well, but it doesn't change. It just remains clear, okay? And if I put that in there again, and I pour in the Kangen water, it'll make another cup of tea. Now you can carry on like this. You can carry this on, and it will carry on making probably about, you can get about 33 cups of tea from that one bag, you know, because it's just going to keep pulling out that, you know, the tea. So if I can just show you how strong the water is, let's say there is some tea in there, there's a residue of tea from the tea bag. And if I start adding Kangen water to this water, it'll actually go into the water, find the tea, and enhance it, okay? And as you can see here, it's actually getting a lot more yellow because this is being enhanced. Now, this is why a lot of Michelin star restaurants are using this kind of technology, because they have to use less of their products and spices and herbs and things, and they're going to get a lot bolder flavor, okay? So this is the micro-clustering effect, they call it. And again, very, very, very important property. Now, what people also need to realize is that the magic of Kangen, the magic that happens in your body, is a combination of all three of these properties. It's not one or two by themselves. It's a combination of all three. This is why they cannot sell this water in shops, okay, because it has a lifespan of 48 hours. Because this is full of active hydrogen, okay? It's hydrogen rich. So you cannot contain hydrogen in any container, it will escape. So even if you're putting this in glass bottles or plastic bottles, you know, within 48 hours, the active hydrogen would have dissipated, okay? So this is why we say to people, you have to be able to have this fresh. You want to come down in the morning and have fresh. I personally, first thing I come down in the morning is drink a pint glass of 9.5 to kickstart my whole system before I even go for the coffee. So very, very important to have all three of these properties working together in sync within your body, okay? Now, up to now, we've just covered all the drinking water. So you'd be quite surprised, I think, that we've just covered
Kangen Water 9.0, Kangen Water 8.5.
We've only covered these three over here, these three first purple ones, okay? This is only drinking water, but the machine actually produces 5 different kinds of water, okay? So the next one we're going to come on to is the beauty water, okay? This machine, by the press of a button over here, produces beauty water. Now, this is like similar to toner, you know, from a lady's toner, and you can carry this, you know, especially in hot climates, and you can hydrate with this. This is, again, a lot more available for your skin. It's the same pH as your skin. So if you're suffering from eczema, psoriasis, dry elbows, dry knees, you can carry this with you, and it absorbs straight away into your skin. And, you know, it works a treat. You know, every time we go traveling, we never travel without these. And again, it's just made by the press of a button, okay? So that's your beauty water. We have another button over here, which you'll see is clean water, which is a green one. That button over there is basically just a neutral filtered water, because this machine has an onboard filter, which removes all your chlorine that we have obviously in our waters, and lead and microsediments and that kind of stuff. So that is a filtered water. Now that water you can typically take with medication. If you're on prescription medication, you can drink it with that, or for babies' formulas as well. Okay, so at the bottom here, you'll see an orange button. Now this button produces probably 2 of the most important waters other to the drinking water, okay? And I was blown away by the savings I had personally at home, but not having to buy any more cleaning products, because I've swapped, as you can see here, I've swapped my, you know, all my different cleaners and everything for these cleaning products, you know. So the first one we're going to discuss is the 2.5.
Strong acidic water.
So this will produce 2.5, which is basically a very, very, very low pH of 2.5. Now, this can kill, you know, within 30 to 60 seconds. It's been tested in labs, you know, Salmonella, E. coli, Staph MRSA, all these kind of superbugs, you know. And to disinfect, you just spray that on there, and it would kill all the bacteria, okay? Now, again, with what's happening these days, you know, all I'm using is this to disinfect, you know. I can even, the good thing about this is, which you can't do with other hand gels and that, is I can actually spray it in my face. I can disinfect my face straight away. I can breathe it in. I can disinfect the inside of my throat, my nose, wherever. I mean, if you've got a pink eye, you know, you can spray it in your eye. It's totally safe. There's no side effects to this. And all it is just water. There's no chemicals to this. So this, you know, is used across the board in agriculture as well. It's used as a fungicide, pesticides, herbicides. People are using this as a, you know, people that are growing herbal cannabis out in America. A lot of people are using this in their organic farming as well, because they don't want to be using pesticides. They don't want to be using chemicals. So very, very powerful water. So the other water, which the machine now makes, is the 11.5. So that's on the opposite spectrum to the 2.5. And this water is really good because, you know, you can produce this water, you can keep it in these containers, and it lasts for a couple of months. So you don't always have to run it fresh. Now, the special thing about this water is, I'm going to show you right now, is act as a degreaser. okay? Because this 11.5 does something very unique. Let me just dry out another glass. So this 11.5, okay, if I have to ask most people, how do you wash your fruit and vegetables? They typically say under the tap. Some people might mix a solution of vinegar or something, or they'll buy a spray off the internet, and that's what they use to clean their fruit and veg. So most of the fruit and veg we buy, all the pesticides and fungicides, everything that they spray on these to protect them, they're all like petroleum based, you know, they're all like oil based, should I say. And you can't get them off that easily. So when I found this out, and I was like absolutely blown away by this, how effective this water cleans your fruit and veg. And just to show you how that works, we've got some sesame oil over here. We're going to put a bit of sesame oil in each glass. Okay. And what we're going to do is, what we're going to do is we're going to pour, first of all, some tap water, okay, into this glass. Now, we all know when you pour water and oil, they don't mix. Okay, so you've got all the oil floating at the top and all the water at the bottom. Now, that's typically what's happening, you know, when we're trying to clean our veg. They're just not breaking it down. Okay, so when we use the 11.5 water in our oil, this is what happens. Okay, you can see straight away that's turned into like a milky color. That is the 11.5 breaking down the oil. Okay, so you can imagine how washing your fruit and vegetables in this water, you know, is going to clean all that stuff off, which again is causing, you know, the free radicals to build up and all that in our bodies. So by cleaning it with 11.5, you know, we're getting much cleaner fruit and veg. And once you've cleaned them, you can pack them away into the fridge. They actually tend to last a lot longer. The taste is so much better. You know, they taste so much sweeter and crisper because that exterior layer is being taken off. So very, very, very important waters, these two, okay? The 2.5 and 11.5. Now, the 11.5 can also be used, like I say, in cleaning around the house. If you want to use it to clean your oven, it works as a degreaser. And yeah, I have this bottle. I have this one for when we come into a house. It's got 2.5. I'll use that to spray our hands, you know, for myself and the kids, and we'll clean our hands with that. And we have the 2.5 in a bigger bottle, which we can use to sterilize the surfaces or cleaning the floor. So there's so many uses to this water. You know, it's not just a drinking machine. You know, people get this very mixed up with a filter system. You know, it's not a filter system. It's an ionizer. And the thing with this ionizer is it makes it, you know, stand out from any other ionizer on the market, is that it's the only one. If you do your research, you'll probably find this out. It's the only one that has a certification, which is called an ISO 13485. Now, that's a very, very, very important number, because that number means that this is classed as a medical grade device, okay, registered in Japan. And what you need to know about medical grade devices in Japan, it's one of the strictest countries to get any product licensed as a medical device. And again, when you do your research, you can find that. And, you know, this has been given that certification. And how they get that certification is because Enagic is a privately owned company who's 46 years old, okay? And they work as an OEM site. Now that basically means original equipment manufacturer. So every single part on this machine is produced under their factory. Nothing is brought in from other countries or subcontracted out and then brought back in. They're not an assembler, they are the manufacturer. So if you have the difference between a manufacturer, you know, there's no middleman, you're buying straight from the manufacturer, so you're getting the best value for money, okay? These machines are not sold in department stores, okay? And Anthony will go into that in a little bit more details in part 2, is where you can find these machines and how you qualify to get them for free as well, you know? So, so yeah, like I say, you know, we give a lot of water to people who want to do trials, you know, because we feel that, you know, we've actually got a product that you can give somebody a sample and they could try it, you know, within a couple of days. We're having people within 5 days, within 10 days, coming back and going, oh my God, I've never slept so well in my life. You know, oh my, this pain or this pain, it's eased off. You know, and it's just constant use of this water, which is getting so many testimonials worldwide. And like I say, you know, this is very new technology, but it is growing rapidly. It is rapidly growing globally. Okay, and we're seeing a very, very big interest at the moment from Africa as well, and here in Europe. So I think that is about it. I've covered all three properties. Okay, and what Anthony's going to be doing now is he's going to be going into more detail about, you know, behind the scenes, about the company, you know, and talking a bit more about the finances and the opportunity. Because one thing I didn't share with you as well is the opportunity. You know, I say I got involved with this 2.5 years ago. I bought it from health. I was never looking to have this as a business, but when I did share the benefits that I had with other people, they just wanted to buy these machines. Okay, and fast forwarding 2.5 years, you know, like I say, I've had my own business, but I've helped about coming up to 100 families now with this technology, and I still hear today that, you know, the benefits people are having. And I've just, you know, when you're getting this benefit and you're hearing other people getting this benefit, it's very selfish to keep that to myself. You know, when I have the latest iPhone, or somebody has the latest iPhone, they want to tell all their friends about all the new features, and then in a few days' time they'll be off to the Apple store or to whichever store to go and buy that product. Okay, but they don't get compensated for that. So if you want to find out more, stick around, and we will definitely hear from Anthony in part 2 of this webinar. But thank you very much for sticking around. I'm not sure if I've run over my time, but love you all. Stay safe. And